to Hazel the Writer. I'm Hazel and today I'm going to be talking about the Percy Jackson series. So let's begin. Okay, so I recently reread the Percy Jackson series. I read the series when I was growing up and then recently decided, okay, I'm going to reread this because my daughter's sister was reading them finally. I had been begging her to read them for years and she finally read them. And so once she started reading them, I'm like, oh, I like those books too. So I decided to reread them. So I'm going to pull out these. I have my whole Percy Jackson Rick Riordan shelf right here. And I'm just going to pull out the first 5 books. I'm going to put it in there, that's fine. It's okay. Yeah, so these are the first 5 books of the series. The first one, of course, is The Lightning Thief. And as you can see, the books are pretty worn down. I've had to do some retaping on most of the covers. Sea Monsters was the worst. Sea Monsters had to get the whole cover kind of retaped to keep it from falling off. But, there we go. Things are out of order. The first book, The Lightning Thief, it really, the whole first series, there's 2 series to this. The whole first series focuses on Percy Jackson. It's in first person, and it's from his point of view. And Percy is a very hilarious protagonist to have. I mean, he's very witty, very sarcastic on occasion, and then his friends Grover and Ambeth are also great characters to kind of just move the story along. The one negative thing I have to say about this first Percy Jackson series is that the writing isn't superb. Like, when I reread the series, I did kind of struggle rereading the series with the first series just because of the writing. The writing style it's not what you expect, I guess. It's definitely, you can definitely tell it's written from middle grade. And like, here's just one of the pages inside it. But yeah, so the writing, I mean, so the story is great, the characters are great, the plot and the story are the same thing. But, pretty much all the elements of this book are fantastic. The dialogue is great, the action is really well interspersed, there's just a great plot line to follow, a lot of world building has gone into it, but the writing is definitely, you definitely can tell that the writing is from middle grade. So, I mean, that's the only negative thing I have to say about it. I would still encourage people to read this book of any age, really, because I mean, they're good. And the second series, which is right here, I have 4 of the 5 books in the second series. The writing is much better. The writing is so much better. There's such a big improvement between the first and second series. And then I do recommend, oh, there goes Sea Monsters. I do recommend, though, that you read this first 5 book series before you read the sequel series. And of course, again, the writing is not that great. So I don't want people to go in and read this series and then be like, what the heck are people talking about? The writing sucks. Because the writing, I mean, yeah, it's not, yeah, it's not that great of writing. But plot and everything is so fantastic, and yeah, the story is just great. The premise of the books, in case you don't really know what the premise of the books all is, that Percy Jackson finds out that he's the son of the sea god Poseidon, the ancient Greek sea god, and that the Greek gods are still around and still very much active in the world. And he's being accused of having stolen Zeus's lightning bolt, which, I mean, he had no idea this world even existed. So he's kind of set up in this big thing, and has to try to find Zeus's lightning bolt before the winter solstice and before the gods break out into a full-out war. So yeah, he has to prevent a big war, and then throughout the series, him and his friends again are just going on this big quest that all kind of leads down to the final, well, different quest, but that leads down to the final book. And I'm not going to say much more because I don't want to spoil it. If you've seen the Percy Jackson movies, don't use them as a frame of reference because they are really bad. The only thing they really have in common with the books is the fact that the characters have the same names. And even in that case, not all the characters have the same names. So, yeah. Keep that in mind. The movie it tanked. Rick Riordan was not involved in that movie at all. As far as I know, I don't think he's even seen the movie. Yeah. So, I don't recommend the movie. I don't recommend using the movie as a base of reference, but the books are fantastic, and like, these were my childhood. It's a funny story about how I actually got into reading the books. I had two friends, I think maybe 3 of my friends actually, had read the books, and they were so obsessed with them, like so addicted, and they were trying to get me to read it, and I was like, I dug my heels in. I was like, no, stop telling me to read it. I don't want to read it. If you're telling me I have to read it. And then one day my dad came home and like he had just decided on a whim to pick up a box set of the first 3 books, and I didn't want to make my dad feel bad. I don't know. I was like, oh, shoot, well, maybe I should read them. So since my dad got me the first 3 books in the series on a whim, thought they looked good, I read the books and I got addicted. So, yeah. Okay, on to the second series. I'm going to talk a bit about the second series too. Okay, second series. The books are a lot thicker on the second series. As you can see, let's see if I can turn these around gracefully. I can't. Okay. So the second books, these aren't all the books in the second series. The second series is also 5 books. In between Milk with Athena and Blood Olympus, there's a book called House of Hades. I don't have that one yet. It's coming in the mail soon, very soon. It's coming in the mail in about 1-2 weeks. Because I bought a whole bunch of stuff. So you could be looking forward to one of my book hauls that's going to be coming up. Anyways, second series, the writing is a ton better. There's a great improvement between the writing in the first series and the second series. So if you read the first series first, which I recommend, not too impressed with the writing, you're going to be impressed with the writing in the second one. I mean, it's still written for a younger audience, but I think they're plenty enjoyable. The plot, as I said, the plot makes it worth it. The characters make it worth it. The characters are all very well developed. The second series, I mean, Percy does show up in the second series. The second series is written in third person, and it has different points of views. Sometimes there's 7 main characters in the first series. I mean, the second series. And a few of them are recurring characters. So Annabeth and Percy are both in this second series as well. Percy's not in this first book at all. It focuses on a completely new set of heroes, which is Jason, Piper, and Leo. And it's a whole new set of heroes. The second series involves more than just Greek mythology. It involves Roman mythology as well, which is kind of cool to see. And for those of you who know anything about Roman and Greek mythology, the Romans really heavily copied the Greek mythology system. So it's interesting to see the Roman mythology is brought in. You don't really see much of the Roman mythologies or Percy until the second book, Son of Neptune. And yeah, so this second series is just, it's so good, and the plot lines are so great, and also, I mean, there's so many great ships in this series. I read Milk with Athena, and I didn't own House of Hades. I stopped at Milk with Athena, and I haven't, when I was rereading. So, once I get House of Hades, I'm going to finish rereading these books. But they're so great. And Rick Riordan, he's such a creative writer, creative author, because I just love the storylines that he has, because most of his books are very much taking ancient mythologies and mixing them in with modern day life. And it's very interesting to read. I learned so much about Greek mythology and Roman mythology, more than I ever did in school from these books. Of course, there's some adaptations to the myths, but for the most part, they're pretty accurate to it. But yeah, so Rick Riordan has the Percy Jackson series, which is the 2 different series, the 4th series of the sequel series, 5 books each. Rick Riordan also does have another series that's kind of a continuation on the Percy Jackson series. It takes place at Camp Half-Blood, for the most part, like the Percy Jackson series does. And that one's called The Trials of Apollo. That one focuses on the god Apollo. So that's his first series where a god is the main character. So it focuses on the god Apollo. He's been caused to be immortal for a set amount of time until he can prove himself because he disobeyed Zeus, his father. So it's amusing. It's very hilarious. That one's a first person as well. And it's just great. And yeah, anyways though, so if you haven't read the Percy Jackson series, I highly recommend that you read the books. Don't base your judgment on the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, don't. Just save yourself and do not see the movie. I repeat, do not see the movie. Now, the Broadway musical about Percy Jackson, that one I've heard good things about, so go ahead and see that one, but don't see the movie. Anyways, yeah, so that's all I have today with this video. Thanks for watching. Please if you liked this video, please like it, share it. If you want to see more great videos like this, subscribe down below. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.